If I may have your attention, I will call the meeting to order. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Trustees, March 20th, 2014. Our first item is public comment, and we do have some cards, so I would like to start with James Withers. And I would remind the speakers we have a 3-minute limit, and if you will come to this podium where the microphone is and make sure it's glowing green for you.
Hello. This is the first time I've been here. Put on the spot right away, but I welcome the opportunity. Hope not to go over my 3 minutes, so I'll try to be brief. But I do want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was in the military 27 years. I made some sacrifices. I went to Vietnam. I was in the Persian Gulf, but I did my duty. At times, the military low pay was very difficult. I considered leaving. My wife encouraged me to stay in because she knew I loved the military. So I did. I made those sacrifices. When I retired from the military, I became adjunct faculty. Currently, I'm adjunct faculty for Tarrant County College. I work at Northeast Campus and Trinity River Campus. I'm concerned about degradation of pay. I have been limited in my classes. Initially, I had plenty of classes. In fact, I was doing 4 classes as an adjunct for Tarrant County College and 4 classes as an adjunct for Columbia College, which were online. Columbia College pays a lot better. But I love Tarrant County College. I was a student in 1969. Right after I left active duty, before I returned to active duty, I acquired not an associate's degree, but about 40 hours at Tarrant County College. Well, the point is, with limited opportunity, course restrictions, my understanding is, and I've heard this through rumors, so I am here to speak about it so it doesn't become a reality. My understanding is adjunct faculty will be limited to 2 courses per term. That's disastrous. Now, for me, I can simply retire. It's no problem. But there are many young people supporting a family. My son, he's just beginning his career, adjunct faculty, Tarrant County College. He's working at Northwest Campus and Northeast Campus. His monthly pay, $1,000, then take out for taxes, $900. He has one credit card bill that's more than $900. He's deficient. He can't pay his bills. I pay his house payment for him. I pay a lot of the things for him. He's even considering food stamps. I mean, we're in a circumstance where adjunct faculty is going to have to take a job at McDonald's flipping burgers, and their boss is going to be one of their students. It's disastrous. It's a catastrophe. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
I guess I sit down now. I'm not familiar with the procedure.
Thank you, Mr. Withers. Our next speaker is Dr. Leah Tarrant.
Good evening. I'm an adjunct on the Trinity River campus, and on Tuesday I was informed that we can only teach 2 classes in the summer this year instead of the previous 4. This, of course, comes after our course load was decreased in the fall from 4 classes to 3 for regular semesters. This is a major concern for all adjunct instructors, as you just heard. Many of us work at multiple colleges to provide for our families. During my busiest semester, I worked at 3 colleges and taught 8 classes, which is obviously more of a workload than what full-timers teach. This is not unusual. This is what many of my adjunct colleagues do and what we have to do to make ends meet. However, the ability to make ends meet as an adjunct instructor is gradually becoming an impossible task. If I am allowed to teach only 2 classes this summer rather than 4, I will see a pay cut of approximately $4,368. Let me put this in perspective for you. As a mother of a 2-year-old and an 11-month-old, this money could buy 125 boxes of diapers or 150 cans of formula. It could have paid 7 months of health insurance premiums, 8 student loan payments, or 6 mortgage payments. This cut is very real for a group of people who do not make very much money. Compounding this frustration is the fact that we have been given no explanation for seeing our hours cut. It is suspected that the Affordable Care Act is the reasoning for this, but there is simply no communication between the administration and their adjunct instructors. Why, at a college with over 1,200 adjuncts, is there not a full-time employee who serves as a liaison for the adjunct instructors, someone who would be their advocate and voice, but also communicate with them about issues such as this? Regardless, if you are making a decision that impacts 65% of your faculty, you should communicate the reason behind this to them. Another curiosity is that while student enrollment is increasing, the number of full-time positions are not. The enrollment at Trinity River has increased from 3,717 students to 8,849. Yet we have not seen the creation of one single new full-time position, faculty position, since the college was opened 5 years ago. In the history department, we have 2 full-time faculty members and 12 adjuncts, and almost all 12 of us adjuncts are teaching a full course load, the 3 allowable courses, all while several administrative positions have been created at this campus. But if this institution is about the students, then why are we more concerned with creating administrative positions rather than faculty positions? With no prospect of full-time employment and are constantly seeing our hours cut, how are we expected to continue working as adjuncts? Many of us will have to leave our jobs that we love in higher education, to teach high school or prep schools, or possibly leave education completely. This is a great loss for the Tarrant County College District and the students, as many of our adjuncts are great at their job. More importantly, did you say 3 minutes? Okay, I have 1 paragraph. Can I wrap this up? Thank you very much. More importantly, what impact will this have on your students? Sections will inevitably be cut, as you are unable to find enough adjuncts in many disciplines. You are already having to offer rewards to adjuncts if they will recruit other adjuncts to take the classes that are being taken away from us. Students deserve to have consistency among the faculty as well. This is a big issue for students who would like to take the same instructor for multiple classes. More importantly, you will be losing instructors with years of experience and replacing them with grad students who, while capable, it will take a while for them to get their footing and become effective instructors. So what we are asking is that you help us to keep doing what we are passionate about and to continue providing a quality education for our students. And I do have a handout for you that's facts about adjuncts. If I can hand them out to you, can I just bring them up and hand them out to you all? Thank you all, and thank you all so much for your time. I think I gave these to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tarwater. Our next speaker is Nathaniel Peoples. Nathaniel Peoples.
How are you all doing today?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. Oops. Alrighty. Well, my name is Nathaniel Peoples, and I am from the Trinity River campus, and I'm also a scholar in the International Honor Society, formerly known as Phi Theta Kappa, and I'm here to present to you our accomplishments over the year. Are you ready? You really? Good. Okay. It's been a good year for Trinity River as well for Southeast. This year alone, we won the Top Texas Chapter Member Hall of Honor. That was awarded to Nathaniel Peoples, which is me. 5-star chapter. That is the top right there. Very few achieve that award, and to achieve that is phenomenal. That's a pat on the back. Our College Project Award of Merit for those who didn't quite make it to the top, but they're right there. They were number 2, but they still were selected as one of the best. Distinguished Honors in Action Award Now, for those of you who know about our Trinity River Community Garden, that was an honors in action to give back to the students below the poverty level. And that was ranked one of the highest in the region in that category. That's major. That's beautiful right there. That's a first for us. And we will continue to do that every year. Eddie Brassard, he won the Friend of Tejas Award for his outstanding personality and his charisma as well. So that's also a benefit. I'm going to save this one for last. We won a Regional Distinguished Administrator Award for, all of you who know, Adrian Rodriguez. All of you, good. Yes, he won regional and he's up for an international award. Only 23 in the nation, actually in the world, achieved that award. So, yes, only 23, only 23. So that's on a new level right there of excellence. Yes. And then we achieved the Congeniality Award. And they give it to you in a Mary Bear, and that is for the chapter who, can I put this? The most liked chapter. We had the most liked chapter in the region. By the most astounding people that they could possibly find to give this award to. And that was awarded to Beta Sigma Mu Trinity River Campus. And then I say the best for last, because you have to have that delicious pie at the very end. Am I right? Oh, good. For the first time in history, the Trinity River Campus has reached the regional level in Phi Theta Kappa by having a representative from Trinity River Campus be the District 2 Vice President representing Trinity River. A first in history breaking the status quo in Phi Theta Kappa, and we've only been around for our campus, I believe 5 years, is that right? 5 years. Chapters who have only been around for 25 years have yet to get that award. So for that's a record-breaking score for us in only 5 years. So TCC, Texas College of Champions, right there. And that's all I have for you. Thank you.
Congratulations and continued good success. We'll look forward to hearing from you again. And our next speaker is Shauna Cassetta. Am I close? And she brought some friends.
Yes. I, too, am from Phi Theta Kappa, but I'm from the Southeast Campus, and I am here to let you guys know about the awards we won as well. We attended the Texas Regional Convention in Houston earlier this month, and we've brought our awards with us. Our regional awards include 5-star chapter status, which I think Nathan also achieved. 9 students reached their 5-star competitive edge goal, which is this little medal. Our sponsor received a Horizon Award for continued excellence.
And who is your sponsor?
Orlandis Jones, he wasn't able to make it. He
Did. Come on
he
up,
made it.
Orlando.
I knew he was going to be flying. We also received a College Project and Honors in Action Participation Award, College Project Award of Merit, an Honors in Action Award of Distinction, and our chapter was recognized as a Top Texas chapter. Our chapter also ran for Texas Regional President, and I am so honored not only to represent my chapter in this endeavor, but also to represent Tarrant County College District as the newly elected 2014-2015 Texas Regional President.
Congratulations.
I would like to express my sincere gratitude for everyone who continues to support our Tarrant County College Phi Theta Kappa chapters in reaching our continued academic success. Thank you.
Very nice. We do have Nathan, come join in. Orlando, come stand with them.
Is the Trinity River sponsor here as well?
Should Tahita stand with?
Dr. Porker, so you want to stand with Nathan? Their sponsor is not here. You want me to come?
Sure. You know. Might as well. If you get the blame, you get the credit.
They called me in here, so
Did you see? Yes, I did. It's too long. I talked to Ron and she said, oh, that's right. So just pick one or two that you know, like or you to me. And don't overload.
Thank you.
It'll be a very, it really is. I wonder if people know what Phi Theta Cafe is. Most people in this room. We are very proud of all of you and wish you continued success. Chancellor, you want to introduce the next segment of the agenda, the student access and success?
Thank you, Madam President. I am very pleased to present this evening for your entertainment, your further entertainment. But before I do that, I do want to give a very special thanks to our Phi Theta Kappa students. They are absolutely outstanding all over the district. I've had the opportunity to get to rub shoulders with them on a number of occasions in different venues, and they are so very, very excited. We can feel really good about our future with these students taking over the helm as we move aside for them. So thank you, students, so very much. And for those of you who were with us this morning on South Campus, if you can stick around through the rest of the board meeting, you get to see your picture on the screen. And now for the presentation this evening, Dr. Bill Coppola is going to come to the stage and tell you about S.E.E.M.S. Dr. Coppola, welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Hadley, President Appleman, members of the board. If there was a stage, I'd be dancing across it right now. It's like this. I want to say that in Houston at the regional, Dr. Jordan and I were both in attendance that night, and all of the chapters from all of the campuses performed very well. And we now control about 2/3 of the state between the president and the vice president. So TCC went well.
Very good, very good.
Well, I'm always excited to come up and share the great things that we're doing on the Southeast Campus. And as I walk the halls of my campus and see and hear all the terrific teaching and learning taking place, my heart just stops. And based on the Chancellor's charge and the feedback from the Achieving the Dream coaches last year, I knew we needed to capture the innovative methods and share them with area disciplines. We needed a feedback loop from faculty and students to understand the strategies that really engage students. And that's what inspired the S.E.E.M.S project. This project is guided by a committee of faculty from across various divisions. And they are here today to present their project to you. And with that, I want to introduce Bhavani Kola to start us off. I think you'll like this.
A very good evening to one and all. Most of us are here today because we have a passion towards our profession. And part of our profession is sharing our enthusiasm. Therefore, it's very disheartening to look into our classrooms and see disengaged students. Students who make minimum to no effort to hide their apathy. It's even more distressing to see students who are focused, obsessed only with grades. What are we teaching our students? Why do students even register when they don't want to learn? Is it really that hard to motivate our students? Is it really that hard to engage our students? These are the questions we ask ourselves every single day. Let me rephrase, every single class. While some of us are trying to challenge our students' critical thinking, some of us are still struggling for students to show up to our classes. The unifying thread here is student engagement. Engaged students learn. They want to learn. When students are engaged, they excel. They go beyond success. Student motivation and active learning is student engagement. S.E.E.M.S Southeast Engagement Model Showcase is all about student engagement. We want to share our enthusiasm with our students. We want our students to like our courses. We want our students to devote their heart and soul towards our courses. And that is what S.E.E.M.S is all about. S.E.E.M.S is faculty-driven, managed, and encouraged. It's a faculty publication that features engaging ideas that are working at our Southeast campus. We get to know our counterparts. We try to see what works in their classes. We try to implement in our classes throughout the disciplines. I would now like to present a quick video that we S.E.E.M.S members put together, some of our ideas that are working in our Southeast campus.
S.E.E.M.S stands for the Southeast Engagement Model Showcase. It's a project to share ideas amongst faculty about engaging students and spreading a passion for learning on the Southeast campus. There are 3 parts to this faculty-managed project: monthly meetings to share ideas and resources, a Blackboard organization to share resources and information, and a spotlight video to focus on an idea that applies to multiple disciplines. This video focuses on an idea that started with the math department, but is a technology that works in all disciplines to engage and encourage students to take ownership of their own learning.
I use a smart pen to record my lectures in the classroom. That way I can control what's being recorded and paused during student questions. Then after the class or during tutoring, my students can hear the notes and access the Word or PDF document and edit their own notes, as it is challenging for them to take accurate notes in the classroom.
I can't tell you the value of the video where you can pause it, and if you're not clear on it, you can work it out on paper and go back step by step and get a full idea of what's being taught and what principle is actually being, from Ms. Santiago personally, she's doing the video, to me, and it feels like it's a one-on-one, more like a tutor situation.
There are numerous ways of using a smart pen, and it's always nice to have 2 instructors in one class, and that's exactly how I use my smart pen. I pre-record the videos, I let them run in the class while I walk around and make sure my students have a better understanding of what I am teaching.
So coming into this class, I was afraid of falling behind. College is usually pretty fast-paced, so having that video, I've been able to slow it down and learn at my own pace. So I've gained a lot of confidence in my abilities to pass this class.
Students learn in different speeds. Sometimes a student might need repetition in order for them to grasp all the concepts. While during a lecture they might understand, but they might need you to repeat it. Therefore, using a smart pen, if we put a video online, they can watch the video as many times as they need. This will ensure that they also discuss the materials outside of school and classrooms. Students might talk to one another and also gain support from one another through these videos.
I can see how the smart pen can actually benefit students who might have a special need. If you're in a classroom and without a note taker, the smart pen can actually capture the lecture information and then transfer it into a PDF file. So that's a great asset. Also, the smart pen has an important language feature. In a situation where a student maybe speaks another language and English is not their first language, the smart pen can actually do the translation for them.
Okay, now let's take a look at the technology for the smart pen. The smart pen has a camera and a microphone. Out of the box, there's no software to install, which makes it an easy learning curve. You charge the pen, record your lecture or your tutoring material. At that point, you connect to a computer or a Wi-Fi, whatever model you choose. You save the file as a PDF file. You can email the link or the PDF file to the students. The notes are stored in the cloud. So at that point, there's no login for the students. So the Smart Pen is beneficial for you, the instructor, as well as the students. That's the Smart Pen.
Well, good evening. My name is Felissa Nutt, and I am honored to be a part of the S.E.E.M.S committee on the Southeast campus. We believe that student engagement is the psychological investment of our students in their learning. We also believe it's active and not passive, and it's that interaction of the instructor, the student, and the course material. And we wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for our drive to see our students really succeed. And it's also my privilege to introduce to you a couple of our student participants in our project. I'd like to ask Valerie Goodwin to come on up. Valerie spoke to our learning communities meeting that was held, and also I'd like to ask Marcus Morales to come on up.
Hello, how are you doing? So I use the my teacher used the Smart Pen technology in my classroom. I'm in the National Guard, so sometimes I wouldn't be able to make it to class. Having the Smart Pen, having her record her sessions, I didn't fall behind through lessons or sections that I'd missed, and that was very important to me. Also, some of the material was kind of difficult for me to understand at the time. So instead of having to take up her time in her office, I was able to go home and replay the videos at on my own time at my own pace, and which that made me successful. It prevented me from failing the class, but I ended up getting an A in the class because of that technology. So I really enjoyed that. It was awesome. So.
Hi, I'm Valerie Goodwin, and I was part of the learning community with Miss Gear and Miss Wettengale. What the two classes were that they had combined was a sociology class and a government class, and they combined really quite well. I think we were the first class that did this, and as we went along as a student, we saw how these meshed together, how government would come into our lives through, say, a welfare program or something, and how, that sociological aspect of that and then the government aspect of that mesh together to form what we were learning in class and what we saw, day to day. We kind of got a wider scope, a bigger picture having these classes combined. And not only that, the secondary thing that I think that they didn't realize or didn't think about at the time was you had these two classes together, so it wasn't one 90-minute class. You were in there and you were gone. This was two 90-minute classes combined. Everyone got to know each other. Everyone challenged each other to learn. Everyone said, I'm going to do good on this project, and you're coming with me. You're coming along. We're doing this together. And so it ended up being more support. There was a lot more effort. I can tell you I made a 98 in that class. It was a government and sociology, like I said. And just combining the two classes together made me look at it differently than I think I would have looked at it just taking a sociology into government. So I appreciated it, and I actually, sorry for my dress, but I substitute teach at a high school level. And today, I said, where are you going to college? TCC, Southeast Campus. I said, oh, you've got to take this class. So I'm even recommending it to the high school students that I substitute teach. So I enjoyed it. I did very well at it. It put things in perspective for me that it would not have had I not taken this class together. So I would appreciate more of these learning community classes myself. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So that's the S.E.E.M.S project. It started, we actually kicked it off Connections Week last fall, right after we heard that we have to engage more students, and I threw it out to the faculty, and they came up with this idea. And I would like to introduce the committee, and if those that are here, please stand. You got to come up here now in case there are questions. Okay. We also have some of the great supporters of this really are Dr. Zena Jackson and the deans from Southeast. I think you know who they are, Tommy, Josue, and go ahead and wave, at least wave or stand up.
Stand up. Come
Pardon?
on.
Yes, please stand up. Yeah, you don't come here and just not stand up. Also being a part. What really sparked the sharing part of this is I went to an event my first semester, and I had two faculty members there, and we were talking, and one of them went and introduced themselves to the other. And they're senior faculty on the Southeast campus. I said, you guys don't know each other? Then that's how we realized that people weren't sharing all of the things they were doing, and we started this sharing among our campuses. So we're real excited about this. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and we have more to come, and I'm going to leave it to questions for the committee if you have any.
Thank you. Does the board have any comments or questions other than how wonderful?
Yeah, it's very innovative. Just out of curiosity, what other course combinations are you looking at?
As far as learning,
In terms of this is a
communities?
government and a sociology class combined.
Right, it's Introduction to Sociology and Texas Government. There's been talk about, and I'm going to look at Dr. Coppola on this and the deans, because I know there's been some talk about English and history, philosophy and art history. Other.
We currently also have another learning community.
Would you come to the microphone, please?
Government and history.
We want to get that good voice on tape, okay?
Yeah.
Good evening. Yes, besides the sociology and government class, we also are offering this semester a government and history class at Southeast campus.
Thank you.
Other questions from the board? Mr. Carter?
The smart pen technology for all these classes? Are we?
Yeah, across all. It started. This is the amazing part. It started out by one teacher with one idea, one class. Now it's not just staying within that discipline to share, it's across all disciplines. And we made them available. I think we gave 2 of them away at our open house that we did. And so we're having these, when we do these monthly meetings, we're trying to introduce a new theory or a new technology. We just had one yesterday in our Innovations Forum about technology. The videos, we want to do these vignettes, they're our TED Talks. We're trying to combine these, and we're going to keep these so we can share them. Anybody can access them on YouTube, and we'll be building them up over the years.
Great.
It'd be interesting to see, you do this a while, you'll be able to collect a body of statistical evidence. It's one thing to have something new and fun to play with. It's quite another to show good results from it. It sounds like that you're on the way. I don't know, 98%, you couldn't give her 100? Just
Yeah, who gave her that 98%?
Sounds like one of those I never give 100 things.
No, she worked for that grade, I tell you. She really did. Very hard.
Well, a very special thanks from all of us to you. That is really innovative. I have a question for Tim Marshall. Is this technology available on all 5 campuses?
This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh, so they don't need you for what they're doing?
Apparently not. Which is a good thing.
That is a good thing, but...
Just by the way, how much does a smart pen cost?
It ranges anywhere from $79 to $199.
Okay.
What's the difference in the cost? I mean, what's the difference in the functions?
It's the memory, like how many hours you want to
okay.
record it. And what we do is we don't only put it in classes, we also put it in YouTube for all other students as well.
Wonderful. Sure, absolutely. You're all fired up tonight. Go ahead.
It's been a long day. Rudy, who you saw in the video, when we had our ice storm and we were closed, she actually did the lecture it was an online class, she did the lecture for that day in her laundry room using the Smart Pen, and then uploaded it into her web CT class.
Wonderful. Very good.
We have all our classes on YouTube, just in case students miss it. They go on YouTube and they have everything up there for them.
Great. Very good. So any of us can go on and brush our skills up, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I guess one of the things, it seems like an interesting sort of hybridization of distance ed and conventional in-class thing. It ends up, our solution may be to blend them, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, thank you, faculty and students. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Moving to item 4, I would ask the board to approve the minutes of the February 20th meeting. Motion to approve, please.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? The consent agenda has 2 items on it. The first, consideration and approval of delegation for the Chancellor to sign the exchange contract and close the contemplated transaction with Tarrant Regional Water District, and the $4 million comes to TCC. And the second item is the policies which you should have received in your packet, DC local, DBA local, and AFA local. I would entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion,
Spend it
questions?
all in one place.
I'm sorry, say that
It's
again.
in the budget.
Don't spend it all in one
Oh,
place.
a motion and second, no discussion. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving to committee reports, audit and finance. Mr. Carter?
I believe we have an April 10th meeting coming up, so we should have a report for our next board session.
I am having trouble scrolling my agenda. Okay, I'll do it this way. Thank you. Governance, we did meet Monday and worked up the agenda you're enjoying tonight. Institutional planning, Ms. Vandergriff.
No report, but we'll be meeting on April 15th.
And 50th Anniversary Committee.
That committee will hold its initial meeting on Tuesday, the 25th at 7:30 a.m. We're looking forward to celebrating success.
And the board is invited
Yes.
to attend.
The board is invited, and selected other committee members have been invited. This is the launch event, or launch committee think tank. So you all have a prominent role in continuing the success, as you do in building success every day at Tarrant County College.
All right, there are no action items relative to the committee recommendations. We'll move to item number 9, consideration and approval of amendment number 3 to the City of Fort Worth Tax Reinvestment Zone number 3 participation agreement. Ms. Hadley?
Mr. McClendon is going to present that recommendation to you, and he has a guest with him. Mr. Johnson, welcome.
Good evening, Chancellor, Madam Chairman, and trustees. TIF 3 is requesting for your consideration an increase in their cap. It's basically, I'm just going to give you the highlights, and then Mr. Johnson, who represents the TIF, will give you all the details and everything. But basically, it's an increase in cap for about $28 million. It's going to cost the college about $800K. It's going to give us an overall increased value of $130 million. And so I think with that, Mr. Johnson, I want to introduce him, and he will go through a presentation. He'll be happy to answer all your questions.
Good evening. I'll briefly cover the history of the downtown TIF and the proposed changes to the downtown TIF project and financing plan. As Mr. McClendon said, my name is Jim Johnson. I'm Director of Development and the TIF at Downtown Fort Worth, Inc., and we manage the TIF on behalf, through a contract with the Downtown TIF Board of Directors. You can see our board here. Mr. McClendon represents the College District. This is a map of the TIF. It covers the north half of downtown plus the area east of Calhoun Street, south almost to Lancaster Avenue. The TIF was formed to attract new investment and redevelopment and use tax increment to fund public improvements. The creation of a quality urban environment is both a result of TIF investment and perhaps the main ingredient in generating a larger tax base. As we will see, the downtown TIF has been successful in generating substantial gains for local governments. The downtown TIF was established in 1995 for a 30-year term. It currently operates under a $72 million lifetime cap and a $5 million annual cap. Since 2007, tax increment above that $5 million cap has netted the College District $3.7 million in revenue. Tax increment generation will be lower in fiscal year 2014 due to the exit of the Fort Worth ISD from the TIF. In 2013, the Downtown TIF Board voted to add projects to the TIF project plan and increase the cap to $100 million. The 2025 expiration date remains the same, and the $5 million annual cap will remain in place. This graph shows cumulative TIF costs to date of about $45 million against the hundreds of millions of dollars in TIF-related investments and incremental property value. You can see the correlation and the leverage resulting from TIF expenditures. The original TIF project plan noted the need for public parking, pedestrian-oriented streetscape improvements, street and utility changes for major projects, and historic preservation. I'll briefly cover several of the projects the TIF Board has undertaken. The downtown TIF spends a majority of its funds on free evening and weekend parking, with 6 leases totaling 2,800 free spaces. The TIF also funds patron parking for Bass Hall and the Fort Worth Public Library. Free parking supports more than $140 million in annual restaurant and drinking establishment sales by removing a significant barrier to downtown entertainment and shopping. The Ashton Hotel was a $4 million investment that received $850,000 in a TIF facade lease. It now generates more than $300,000 per year in local property sales and hotel occupancy tax. The Chase Bank building was a $35 million investment and received $9.5 million in a parking lease and streetscape improvements. The garage built for that project later enabled the construction of the Carnegie building a block away. The Bank One Tower was damaged by the 2000 tornado and converted into commercial space and 294 residential condominiums. The success of the tower was critical to proving up the market for homeownership in downtown. City Place, the former Tandy Center, will be a more than $100 million investment in renovated office and retail space, along with a new parking garage. The TIF has an $11 million parking lease. The Tarrant County Family Law Center was a $41 million investment helped by a $3.4 million TIF parking lease, which is now in its 12th year. The county has renewed it at actual cost, less than $50,000 per year, which provides valuable free parking at an affordable price and sets a pattern for other parking lease renewals as those expire. In 2002, the Fort Worth Rail Market was an attempt to create something like Seattle's Pike Place Market, but revenues did not meet projections and the market closed in 2004. The TIF had a long-term lease on a nearly empty building. A renovation in 2006 repurposed the building as office and classroom space for the University of Texas at Arlington. This fulfills an objective of the Downtown Strategic Action Plan by offering graduate business and healthcare management degree programs. The building is now fully leased and generating a small profit to the TIF. For the recently completed plaza in Sundance Square, the TIF is paying for $11 million in utility, traffic, and streetscape improvements in addition to facade leases for the 2 historic buildings located on the plaza blocks. The TIF project plan was amended in 2012 to include affordable housing, so the TIF board could help the Fort Worth Housing Authority on the Hunter Plaza project. This 164-unit mixed-income residential development is just a few blocks away from TCC's Trinity River campus. With 70% of units affordable at 60% of the area median income, these apartments could be home to some of TCC's non-traditional students and staff. Renovation should begin in the summer with occupancy in late 2015. The revised TIF project and financing plan approved by the TIF board would create about $30.6 million of project capacity allocated as you see here. We continue to address affordable housing needs in downtown, which may supply TCC students and staff with nearby residential options. Let's back up. We have an incentive for higher density or for structured parking that could enable density. Long-term, creating significant new tax increment to support the mission of TCC and the other local governments requires highly dense development in the core of downtown. Infrastructure improvements would help developments with utilities, streetscape, and other challenges, creating a safe and attractive environment. Transportation enhancements could facilitate a transit system, making it easier to travel to different parts of downtown. A retail facade improvement matching grant could help owners of tired-looking buildings spruce up their ground floors, which makes a big impact at street level. A public school for science, technology, engineering, and math could become a partner to TCC and feed students into technical degree programs. And the TIF can help fund a downtown wayfinding system, including vehicular and pedestrian signs and kiosks. Currently, all taxing entities except TCC participate at 100% under a $5 million annual cap in revenues to the TIF. The Fort Worth ISD no longer participates after this year. Given the increase in property values and the modest increase in the lifetime cap, participation rates are lowered to the City of Fort Worth at 60%, other entities at 40%, except TCC at 20%. The annual cap stays in place. You can see from the graph the downtown TIF has been highly productive. Everything in green is tax increment that goes into the general funds of the participating governments. Tax increment dropped significantly in 2014 because the Fort Worth ISD drops out. Note that the revenue to the TIF in blue is projected to drop below $5 million in the next few years. 2014 is about in the middle, a little bit to the right of that graph. And then the tax increment, we would be proposing to hit that $100 million cap in 2023. This table compares the distribution of tax increment under the current financing plan and the new plan with the $100 million lifetime cap. The first two columns of numbers show that compared to the current $72 million financing plan, every entity retains more tax increment in fiscal year 2014 and also in the years immediately after. The increment that goes to the TIF declines from $5 million, the current cap, to $4.3 million. The difference is kept by local governments. TCC will see an increase in retained tax revenue, of 15% in 2014 compared to the current plan. Our goal is to use the increased TIF capacity to further strengthen downtown as a reliable and growing source of property tax revenue. Considering the track record, the increased TIF cap and new projects give us a very good chance of achieving excellent long-term results in both livability and tax revenues in downtown to the benefit of all taxpayers. Here's a hypothetical example that illustrates the power of a $10 million investment with TIF participation at $1 million. If the project goes on the tax rolls at 75% of cost, the incremental college district tax revenue is $11,212 per year. 80% of that amount, or $8,970, is retained by the college. That amount over 4.5 years at 2% inflation exceeds the net cost of the college district's portion of the $1 million used by the TIF to help fund the project. After those first 4.5 years, the college district's TIF cost is fully paid back and the project continues to produce revenue for TCC. The downtown TIF district pays back and directly incentivizes new tax increment. Creation of a more vibrant and attractive downtown creates housing options for TCC staff and students and opportunities for collaboration with other educational institutions. This results in higher property values and more property tax income to the general funds of participating governments, allowing them greater capacity to achieve their missions. The Downtown TIF Board, City Council, and County Commissioners have approved the amended plan. We ask your approval of the Downtown TIF project and financing plan and the interlocal agreement to put that plan into effect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Are there any questions? Is there a motion to approve the proposal? Motion by Mr. Heed, seconded by Ms. Vandergriff. Any discussion? Mr.
No,
Johnson, excuse me, go ahead.
No, I just, I think basically TCC has lived up to its obligation. Our participation would normally be over in a couple of years. That words like opportunities and things are really, in the end, you're basically asking us just to be sort of a partner with it. And I really just think we probably need to finish up our obligation and then move on down the road without continuing this, because I'm pretty sure that in 2017 or whenever it is, they'll come back and want another extension and another and another. These really are just coming out of taxpayers' pockets. So, I just don't think we should do it. I think we probably will, but I don't think we should.
Other comments? Are you ready for the question? All those in favor of approving amendment to number 3 to the City of Fort Worth Tax Reinvestment Zone number 3 participation agreement, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Carter opposed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 10, consideration and approval of indefinite delivery, indefinite quantity pool service authorization agreement with Graebel Dallas Movers to provide move and relocation services of the Northwest Campus Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics programs to Alliance Airport in the amount of $228,965.
Ms. Appleman and board members, I'm surprised that Dr. LeBlanc is not jumping up and down in her seat right now. You've got it, because this is a day for which she has been waiting for a long time, and when we bought that building a few months ago, it seemed as though it was a long way off, and now at the end of this month, March 31, Bell Helicopter will release the building to Tarrant County College, so things are moving right along, and we're getting ready to move the faculty, staff, and equipment to Alliance Airport for the Tarrant County College. Where's our name?
It
It
goes on
is
forever.
the Northwest Campus Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics Facility, otherwise known as, I think we call it OWL or ALT or OLT.
We are all working on remembering the name.
OWTL.
But it's a long name.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a long name, but we're getting ready to take that over, and we're going to stop saying the Bell Helicopter Facility
Yes.
any minute now, right,
Unless,
Dr.
of course,
LeBlanc?
they'd like to contribute, and then we could keep the name up.
True.
Well, I've told them that.
Well, good evening, President, Chancellor, and Board of Trustees. Thank you. Both are, I have two items tonight, 10 and 11. Both are associated with this project, and I know my team is sweating in the back because we have about 6 months' worth of work to do in 3 or 4. So Kirby and the team is very eager to get this off the ground, and this is an important piece because it's moving, as you can see, 18 aircrafts, machinery, and other items. So we would appreciate your consideration and approval of this contract this evening.
Motion to approve, Mr. Carter, second. Dr. Morrison, discussion. All those in favor, aye. Any opposed? Moving right along.
Moving right along.
And the next item, yes. The next item, of course, is, it's really interesting because when we began talking about the Northwest Campus Center of Excellence for Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics, and after
It just rolled off your tongue.
It did, because I was reading it. And we talked about being able to move out there for not so very much money, and Ms. Petty and her team kept telling me it's just a bucket of paint and whatever. Well, the bucket of paint's going to cost about $2.3 million, so you can tell us about that.
Yes, this portion, if you might recall, in August, you approved a $4 million line item for this, and this is a portion of that, and it's the biggest piece, I would say, which is a request for your approval with Bryne Construction to do the renovation at the project for $2,390,493, and this was done through a competitive sealed proposal utilizing our lump sum pricing for the project. And we would appreciate your consideration and approval of this contract that we'll get going on, I think, tonight or tomorrow morning.
Motion to approve. So moved. Mr. Greenhill, seconded. Second. Mr. Heed. Any questions? Ms. Petty,
Yes.
when you, or perhaps it's procurement, review bids for a proposal and then start zeroing in on your selection, what kind of consideration is given to the district's previous relationship with the candidate?
I would refer that question over to procurement.
And he walks without aid.
I know,
We are
without
so
a
pleased for you.
There is consideration, the past history or relationship with the supplier with the district is one of the selection criteria.
And how is it weighed?
Generally relatively low. When you have 8 to 9 criteria that you're evaluating, we generally give more consideration to price, which is usually in the 30 to 50% range. Capability of the contractor is usually very high, so that only leaves, in some cases, 5 to 10%. In this case, it was 5.
And our most recent relationship with Bryne Construction?
The last time we used Bryne Construction was, I think the board approved the contract last February for a project at Northeast Campus for the Performing Arts Center. And from my understanding from the committee, they did an excellent job, so they were scored relatively high in that area.
Other questions?
How many submissions were there?
There were 8 responses to the RFP.
Ready for the question? All those in favor of approving the contract with Bryne Construction Services for the Northwest Campus Center of Excellence for Aviation, Transportation, and Logistics, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you. That's all my items this evening.
Item number 12, consideration and approval of contract with EST Group for centralized digital storage expansion in the amount of $126,052.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Marshall has a number of items on the agenda for this evening as 4. So
Yes,
Mr. Marshall, go ahead, please.
This first one is for digital storage for our growing photo and video archives. Last year, we purchased the big pieces of the what we call a storage area network, and this is an upgrade to the drives that fit into the storage area network. And as you noticed this morning, if you were at the event, we have multiple photographers and videographers, and all that information is now has a safe, high availability, high reliability archive structure.
Motion to approve.
So moved.
Ms. Vandergrift, Mr. Carter seconded. Any discussion, questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, item number 13 is for request for board approval for the purchase of Microsoft Premier Support Renewal in the amount of $131,740. This is our services contract with Microsoft for when we have issues with their products and we need expert, we are able to call them 24/7, and in some cases, they will actually send staff to our campuses to address issues.
I'd like that phone number. Motion to approve. Mr. Heed,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Vandergrift. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye. Any opposed?
Thank you. Item 14 is for request for board approval for the Alliance Network Electronics from Flair Data Systems. This is for the first installation of our network infrastructure into the Center of Excellence at Northwest Campus for transportation and logistics.
Motion to approve item number 14 in the amount of Mr. Greenhill, seconded by Mr. Carter. Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Marshall?
Okay. And item 15, this is request for board approval for Southeast Campus, the Early College High School Network Electronics from Flair Data Systems in the amount of $100,720.83. And this is also for the infrastructure of the new building that will be built on Southeast Campus.
Mr. Carter moves to approve. Mr. Heed seconded. Any discussion? Questions? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? You've got your work cut out for
Thank
you
you.
for a while. And we'll move on to the monthly financial report. Mr. McClendon?
Okay, good evening. Again, I wanted to just give you some quick highlights. This month, we received $35 million from our taxing, so that is a good signal. And then from now, which December, January, and February is when we receive that. So if we look at that, it's going to give us an 81%. If we look at the total income, it's sitting on 81%. Now, on the interest return, we mentioned that every month. This is just don't think we're making 330%. It's really it's a paper, it's a market adjustment that is going to go up and down based on what the market is doing. So interest rates are rising, and so that's why you show that. So when it turns in the other way, do not think it's going there. But anyways, we're sitting on 81%. Right now, we were going to look at all the expenses on anything that's 6 months would be anything that's above 60%. Actually, we would be at 50%, and I want you to notice that we did not do this, but right now we're sitting right on 50%. So it means our expenses are really right on target. There is no expense that we have not mentioned before, so unfortunately, there'll be no comments there. We've covered every single one, so it would be redundant. So unless you have any more questions on the expenses, we can go ahead and go on to the investment. Okay. All right. So if we look at the investment, basically what we have there is we can see that we've increased we've actually spent about $10 million there. We've gone from 176 to 156. And then if you look at in the short term and in our investments, you'll notice that we've done 2 purchases for $10 million respectively, and you can see that the interest rate, this is the highest we've seen at 1.3. So we'll have to see if that trails that way. And so if we look our our compared to our T-bill, we're sitting on 35%, so we're higher in both situations, both in 13-week and in the 26-week. Any questions?
Trustees?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
And he's been gone for a week. You were on spring break?
I did.
And you did well for us while you were gone. Somebody in your place. Chancellor, your report?
Thank you, Madam President. Board members, I want to start my report by acknowledging Dr. David Wells. He is attending his last board meeting. He has not indicated to me that he's going to be jumping up and down to come to the next board meeting and the next board meeting. He's likely to be at the fishing hole. He's retiring, as we've talked about before. We have a big celebration planned for him next week on the 25th. No, the celebration is not a surprise. We couldn't very well surprise him. But we're all very excited about being able to pay our tribute and give our thanks to Dr. Wells for the outstanding service that he has given this district in so very many capacities. So I wanted to acknowledge him tonight. You want to give a farewell board meeting greeting, David, before you want?
No, thank you. I have enjoyed working here.
He's going to save his speech for next week. Okay, very well. I also want to acknowledge my very dear JCC members some of whom are attending their last board meeting as a JCC member. You're welcome to come back anytime. As you know, the JCC members are made up of the 2 people from each campus senate, and we have a president and a president-elect from that group, so we have 2 from each campus. The presidents will be moving on to other wonderful things. They'll go back to their regular routines and will have time to do those things rather than hang around with us much of the time like they have done. And the president-elect will move up to become president. And this year we have something is a little bit different, Madam President. Remind me of what it is. Come to the microphone and tell us what's happening with the change in the JCC rules. Miss Christina Miranda, who has done an absolutely outstanding job as president.
Thank you very much. We are in the process of amending our constitution so that the JCC will now be made up of 11 members rather than 10. We will still have our 2 representatives from each campus, but it's, being JCC chair has become such a large responsibility that it was hard to serve both your campus and the entire faculty as a district and to speak for your campus and faculty as a whole. So we now have one of the presidents, who is Stephen Brown, who has been chair-elect. He will move up next year and be JCC chair, actually April 1st, not next year. Yeah, and so he will be leading the JCC, and then all the campuses will, in addition, have their 2 representatives. So he will be serving a 3rd year, so he's the one that deserves most of the applause. and I'll be the last chair that's also president. So, yes.
Thank you.
We wore them out.
I want you to know, board members, that when the JCC was considering the need for the 11th person, and of course we give the JCC members a reduced load from their teaching responsibility because it really is a great responsibility for them, and we also give them a stipend to take care of their expenses, and so we'll now have 11 people rather than 10. And when they told me about their decision as a JCC, and I said, where are you going to get the money to pay the 11th person? And they said, well, Dr. Wells gave it to us.
Easy for him, he's leaving.
So,
just wait till you're not even here.
Okay. Okay, so those of you who are here tonight who are leaving the JCC as of April 1, would you stand up and let the board members see who's leaving? Okay. Stay standing for just a minute while I thank you for your absolutely outstanding service. And I want to tell you that I know that sometimes your schedules get really, really tight, and you really don't, quote, have the time to spend as much as you do with the CALT, but I think you will all agree that it's certainly worth your while to do that. And I hope, too, and I think you have, learned a lot about how the administration works. And I also hope that you'll be less critical of the administration now that you've seen it up close and personal. Thank you so much. Thank you. And by the way, we're going to invite, Mr. Gates will send an invitation. We're going to invite all of you to come back to our next CALT meeting so that we can do something special, okay? So the new board, the new JCC members as well as the outgoing, we're inviting everybody to come for that one. And he'll let you know when that's going to happen. The next thing I want to talk about is the very interesting morning we had today. Shelley, you have some pictures for us. My very special thanks to you, Dr. Jordan, for taking the lead on getting things set up for U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Kathleen Sebelius, who was on the campus today to talk about the Affordable Care Act and what it means, especially to college students. We had a really wonderful time with her, and her Secret Service people and all the others. She was on a very tight schedule, and they said we probably, Dr. Jordan had gathered students on his campus from around the district, Phi Theta Kappa students, some of whom were here earlier, and they had to leave, I guess. All 5 campuses were represented, and they were waiting downstairs hoping to be able to speak to her and perhaps get a photo. And her people said they were sorry, but she was very, very busy. She was on a tight schedule, and there probably wouldn't be time for that. So we brought them upstairs so that they would be right next door to where she was speaking, hoping they'd only take 30 seconds rather than a minute to get that done. And they still said she was very busy. So as we were doing our remarks, and I made my way closer to her, and I said to her, Madam Secretary, I have a number of students downstairs who are just really anxious to get a picture with you, and your people say you're too busy, but I know you can do it. She said, of course I can. So you see the results.
Who else do you know who would take on the Secret Service?
Well, the really funny part about it, after she was gone and the Secret Service folks were standing around, I said, I know you're probably upset with me. They said, no, we're just doing our jobs. I said, I understand, and I'm just doing my job. So, got a picture with our students. So, thank you so much for that. And thank you, Dr. Jordan and Mr. Gates and Ms. Cottrell, and where is, she's not here. Rita was right there and right on target doing all kinds of things. I want to go to the campus accolades and just highlight a few things. The first person to be highlighted, I hope you looked at this picture of Dr. Larry Darlich performing as a Pink Panther dance routine for the Dancing with the Stars and a fundraiser sponsored by the Collegeville Rotary Club. Look at him. There he is. And they raised in excess of, can you make that bigger, Shelley? Go Larry, go Larry, go Larry, go Larry. That's really cute. But they raised over $50,000. I'm sorry.
Demonstration.
Can you also wanted to highlight that the Sonata Club, which is a 50-year-old organization made up of musical enthusiasts, is offering scholarships now through the Tarrant County College Foundation for new and entering music students. So that's news to our ears, and I would imagine, Larry, that you had something to do with that, so we're very appreciative of that help as well. On our Northwest campus, we had class number 160. Boy, those numbers just keep getting higher and higher. In the police academy, completed their coursework, took the state license exam, and 100% pass rate on the first attempt for that. So that's really, that's a wonderful program. Also in Northeast, the Career Services hosted the Spring 2014 Community Volunteer Fair on February 18th. 11 agencies participated. The organizations offer students opportunities to volunteer, learn more about how they can give back to their communities, and enhance their resumes and learn new skills. A great, worthwhile program. South Campus, Dr. Peter Jordan has been elected to the College Delegate Assembly of the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. Yay! So we're very pleased about that. And he is in the class of 2016, which means that he has a 2-year term, that he's going to serve on that with the opportunity maybe to get another 2-year term. I'm not sure, but congratulations, Dr. Jordan. The South Campus Association of Construction Management team, and we had students Justin Steba, Robert McGee, Nathaniel Uloff, Nicholas Reck, and Orlando Backcall won second place at the 2014 International Builders Show, the residential construction management competition. They were in Las Vegas, I think. I hope what they did in Las Vegas stayed there, except for winning the good prizes. And in addition to that, Justin also received the Outstanding Student Award. I want the faculty to know that all of us understand that when our students go off and do all these wonderful things, that's a result of what you have done with them on a day-to-day basis, semester by semester basis, and that's really good work on all of your part. On our Southeast campus, Dr. Coppola is very proud that the Southeast Campus Dietetics Program was granted full accreditation approval by the Association of Nutrition and Food Service Professionals for the Dietary Manager Training Program. The approval covers a 5-year term and goes through 2018. The lead faculty members for that program, Monica Escobar and Christina Lou Nouveau. So congratulations, Dr. Coppola. Also on the Southeast Campus, Dr. Terry Aaron, who is Director of Continuing Education, received the Outstanding African American Alumni Award from the University of Texas at Arlington. So congratulations to her. On our Trinity River Campus, on January 29th, academic advisor Laura Escamilla and the Trinity River Transfer Center hosted the Texas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers for a recruitment event, and representatives from 45 colleges and universities attended. Especially wanted to highlight that one because it's just amazing, really, at the attention that we get today from all of the universities. They all court us because they really want our students do exceptionally well when they leave. On February 28th, Tarrant County honored, gotta get this right, Girls Inc. of Tarrant County honored our own Dr. Tahita Fulkerson as the 2013 Bold Woman of the Year Award. And our student, Selena Ponce, with the 2014 Alumni Scholarship. The awards breakfast was held at the Ridgely Country Club. Congratulations to Dr. Tahita. So our presidents are all just really showing out. Also wanted to call to your attention, if you haven't read the media releases, there's one in here about TCC ranking 4th among top online colleges in Texas. We are the 4th largest online presence in Texas. The 4th largest. By this time next year, we'll probably be number 1. We're working on that. We think with TCC Connect and all the work that we're doing with the independent school districts, that we're probably going to be number 1 by then. Also wanted to thank Dr. Jordan and Nina Petty and all the team back there for the wonderful groundbreaking that we had for the Energy Technology Center. It was very well done. I've never seen an indoor groundbreaking before. And I liked it, especially that day where the weather was not necessarily the warmest in the world, but it went really, really well for us. And I want to correct something that Bob Pence said. I wanted to correct him while he was standing there, but I didn't do that. He said, breaking ground for this building would be the first one in 40 years. And I whispered to my boss, and I said, that's not true. I couldn't remember exactly what it done, so we had the Joe B. Rushing Center for the Performing Arts that was built in the last 40 years. I thought the rotunda had also been built, but it was a year before, so it's a little bit longer. I didn't realize it was that.
Chancellor, they should also take note of the construction hat on the top of your good-looking.
See, I behaved.
Not for long.
I put that on.
Only for the photo.
And another event she did not put on her hat. So that's why I'm congratulating her.
I behaved this time, Mr. Greenhill. Also, I wanted to call to your attention the showcases that we had on all 5 of our campuses and the TCC Opportunity Center. We had the showcases last year, and this year we included the Opportunity Center and had a very good turnout. And I want to give a special thanks to Dr. Morrison because she took advantage of the fact that the showcase was going to be there and invited 2 community groups to have their meetings that day. So they ended up, as a part of the showcase, perhaps not knowing it, and learned a lot about the opportunities that were there. She continues to remind me that the Opportunity Center is a big secret in the community that it sits, in which it sits right in the middle. So that was a very good turnout. Thank you, Dr. Morrison, for that.
And a special thank you to the staff. Everybody did a great job. Thanks, staff.
Thank you. And the last thing I want to call to your attention in the press releases is the fact that TCC received the AARP Foundation Back to Work 50-plus grant. And I thank Jackie Mack and her team and Jackie Washington on Northeast Campus. They're the ones who are really leading that grant. AARP has set aside a number, $2 million, I think it is, to help with helping people 50 plus transition back into the workforce. And we're very pleased to have been a part of that. And I can tell you that we got into the mix primarily because of the recommendation by the American Association of Community Colleges. So they were paying attention to all these wonderful things we're doing and recommended us, and we applied for the grant and we got it. So a very special thanks to all of our grants people. We keep them busy all the time. Madam President, I believe that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, see, I said I believe. They corrected me. We do have some new staff members to present. And the first one is going to be presented by Dr. Joy Gates Black. We have a new registrar on our South Campus, Billy.
John Spencer was the person.
John Spencer is what I'm looking for. John Spencer's been registrar out there for quite a long time, and he took a position downtown here.
Yes, he is.
Working in Dr. Wells, soon to be Dr. Gates Black's area. And so she has a new registrar.
Thank you, Chancellor Hadley. Mrs. Appleman, members of the board, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Texas Rugg as the new South Campus Registrar. Texas' first day at Tarrant County College was Monday, February 24th. He comes to us from Austin College in Sherman, where he served for more than 3 years as the registrar and director of institutional research. Texas also served as the registrar and as an adjunct business professor at LeTourneau University. His efforts at these schools resulted in multiple systems and technology enhancements, excellent service to students, and the outstanding leadership and development of his staff and colleagues. Texas has a Master's of Business Administration and a BBA from LeTourneau University and is hoping to begin work towards his doctorate very soon. He is passionate about leadership, technology, and the concept of epic customer service. Texas is a recent transplant to Fort Worth, and he's an avid cyclist, a triathlete, and an advocate for health and wellness in the community. He is also an Eagle Scout, an avid outdoorsman, and despite his name, yes, his name is Texas, he is not a cowboy. At least not since he left his family's quarter horse farm. Texas is also a passionate world traveler, and he has vacationed in Europe 7 times since 2004, most recently touring the infinitely green country of Scotland. His background, experience, and educational credentials will make him a great resource to our team and a strong advocate for students. Please join me in welcoming Texas to the South Campus team.
Welcome, Texas.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here.
It's good to be here. I've been welcomed by this great community. It's just been incredible. I say I'm very proud to be a member of Tarrant County College, and I hope that my experience and background can bring some enhancements and maybe some innovation to this campus, to this institution as well.
We expect that of you. Thank you.
What state were you born in? Wisconsin. No. I was born here in Texas.
Thank you and welcome. Glad you're here. Board members, I told you some time ago that we've been talking about getting the presidents some help because their schedules are so very, very full, and they were having a really hard time keeping up with a lot of the things that they needed to do with all their community work and outreach. And so we worked together to create a position for each one of them, an assistant to the president, and all 5 of them now have selected someone to help them out. And Dr. Jordan, you're up first to introduce your assistant, and then the other presidents will follow. And they're on my list in the order of the creation of the campuses, so you'll know who's coming next.
Chancellor Hadley, President Appleman, members of the board, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the South Campus's position for Assistant to the President, Dr. Raymond Fang. Actually, his name is Dr. Thea Fang, also known as Raymond. Dr. Fang joined TCC a year ago as Coordinator of Special Projects for the district's Continuing Education Division. During that time, he played a key role in the college's successful SACS reaffirmation visit last November. Since January of this year, he has joined me in service on the South Campus as the Interim Vice President for Academic Affairs. Prior to TCC, Dr. Fang served as Director of Institutional Effectiveness and SACS Liaison at Fisher Moore College here in Fort Worth. In addition, he served as head of the School of Business Management at St. Patrick College in London, England. At St. Patrick's, Dr. Fang was responsible for faculty recruitment and development, for peer reviews, scheduling and teaching loads, and curriculum development. At Regis University in London, England, Dr. Fang was director of the university's business forum, where he was responsible for increasing the institution's outreach and promoting collaborative relationships with the business community, also supporting continuing education for faculty, staff, and students. Dr. Fang's career and management experience also extends to business and industry for a period of 19 years. He's currently serving as an adjunct professor at TCU's Neely School of Business, where he teaches a graduate course in strategic management. Dr. Fang received his PhD in management from the University of Surrey in England. He also earned an MBA and has a postgraduate certificate in continuing education and training from the University of Greenwich in London, and he holds a postgraduate diploma in maritime studies from the University of Cardiff in Wales. Dr. Fang is a member of the TCC Foundation's Business and Hospitality Scholarship Committee. He is also a mentor for TCU's Compass 101 Student Retention and Success Program, and he is a former member of the Quality Workforce Committee of the Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Fang resides here in Fort Worth with his wife, Jennifer, and their 7 children. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Thea Raymond Fang, as the new Assistant to the President at the South Campus.
Welcome again, Dr. Fang.
Chancellor, thank you. Good evening, and honorable board members, Ms. Appleman, and Dr. Morrison. Yes, it certainly is an honor and a privilege to be able to work for this great institution. What Dr. Jordan did not say is that 4 of my children have attended TCC, and Dr. Tahita knows Catherine, who is also a National Merit Scholarship finalist, a recipient, and my 5th daughter, Eleanor. I forgot the name temporarily. I know that the last county was 7 children.
We won't tell.
You won't tell, yes, okay, thank you. And so Eleanor will enroll in the fall, so that makes it 5. So it's a great opportunity, an honor, and I look forward to working very closely with Dr. Jordan. Having 7 children, I'm sure we'll be able to keep up with him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Dorowich, you're next.
President Appleman, board members, Chancellor Hadley. It's a real pleasure for me to introduce my assistant, Jack Herod, and probably many of you will recognize him. Jack grew up in East Texas and is a first-generation college student. He received his bachelor's degree in psychology and master's in sociology from Texas A&M Commerce. Then he began his career in higher education as a graduate assistant, teaching 2 sections of social problems, and then became a full-time sociology faculty member at Northwestern State University in Nacogdoches, Louisiana in 1992. 2 years later, he left NSU to work at the Louisiana Commission on Law Enforcement, conducting research on the criminal justice system. And his research, this is what really sold me on him. His research interests have been associated with crime and deviant behavior.
He of the marijuana patch.
And particularly deviant occupations. And so I thought maybe there would be a technical program in there somewhere. He then began his PhD coursework at LSU and continued to teach at LSU and Our Lady of the Lake College in Baton Rouge until he returned to Texas in 2002 to teach at A&M Commerce. And he taught for 2 more years before accepting a position in their institutional research area. And he worked there for 7 years and then accepted a research analyst position here at TCC. And he worked there for a little bit less than 2 years when I snagged him, and he became the assistant to the president at Northeast. He has 2 daughters, 23 and 12. He enjoys snorkeling, building computers, and listening to live music in his spare time. Please welcome Jack Herod.
Welcome, Jack, and you may stay on Northeast Campus as long as you'll let us call you every once in a while
Absolutely,
with a little data.
absolutely.
Okay.
It's been my pleasure, Ms. Hadley, Mrs. Appleman, and the board. It's been my pleasure to work here for almost 2 years now. The last time I came before this board, I was talking to you about STSC and all the exciting things that were happening there. And I remember I cautioned you. I said, we can't say that STSC is causing these things, but there are all these exciting things happening. And Mrs. Hadley said, well, Jack, you can't say it, but I can. So as Dr. Darledge mentioned to you, I do have interest in deviant behavior. It's purely academic, I promise you. And I do have a 12-year-old daughter, and I plan on having her in the College for Kids program this summer. So
Great. She's
going to start her TCC career soon.
Very good.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Dr. LeBlanc.
Good evening, Mrs. Hadley, Mrs. Appleman, and board members. This is really a happy day for me. First, thank you for approving all of those items on the board agenda that will benefit the whole district, but will particularly impact the Northwest Campus. And I have the privilege of introducing a wonderful assistant to the president, Kirsten Cooper. I apologize if that is misspelled. Her name is Kirsten Cooper. She was so excited about coming to Texas that she left California and decided to have a new adventure. Kirsten is quite special. She was homeschooled and started college when she was 14. And is extremely intelligent and has all kinds of interests, but I better stick to the script here. She brings over 16 years of experience working in higher education at the community college level, including 10 years as a faculty member. She has worked at Texas State Technical College, West Texas, in California for Miracosta College, Palomar College, and San Diego Community College District. She earned a Bachelor of Vocational Education degree from San Diego State University, a master's in educational technology leadership from Lamar University, and is currently completing her doctorate in higher education with a concentration on community college administration through Texas Tech University. Kirsten's experience gives her a broad knowledge of policies and procedures of community colleges, a comprehensive understanding of leadership and management aspects from a higher education perspective. She has been a faculty member and works extremely well with faculty, instructional leaders, administrators. She actually started at the Northwest Campus as the coordinator for academic affairs. And so they were very gracious to let her move over to support this president that is speaking to you at this time. But she is really awesome. She has a great knowledge of technology, which is why I was able to bring my iPad with all of the agenda items instead of a giant notebook. And she's helping me move into the 21st century as quickly as possible. Please help me welcome Kirsten Cooper.
Welcome, Kirsten. We're pleased to have you here tonight.
Thank you. I'm not quite sure what else to say. She's said a little bit of everything about me. So I'd like to say thank you very much for the opportunity to serve in this position, and I'm excited to serve at Northwest Campus and to continue to serve throughout the district as well. So thank you.
Thank you. We're glad you're here. Dr. Fulkerson?
Oh, no.
No, Bill Capola. I'm sorry. You've been dancing so tonight. I thought you were still tired. No, you go ahead.
The picture is wrong.
Oh.
First, I'd like to thank the board and the Chancellor for this position. I know I speak for all my colleagues up here when I thank you that we didn't realize how unorganized we all were until we got this position. And you can see from getting to know us that it's very important, but it's really, we're excited about the possibilities for all of us to get more involved with the community and to work with our assistants, and our assistants are getting to know each other real well. I don't know how to introduce Mike. Everybody knows Mike, and he's been helping out the Southeast Campus and is very instrumental in the success of the Southeast Campus, working with Dr. Carrier for so many years since the campus opened. And when we were looking at this position, the other presidents looked at me and said, well, why do you think we needed an assistant to the president? The first thing I said is you need a good party planner and a flower arranger. And if you've been to our events, you know that they go really well.
Absolutely.
But I am very excited that Mike has agreed to serve as the assistant to the president, helping me out. Mike Sinato has served Tarrant County College for 33 years. He came to Tarrant County College in 1981 to begin the Interpreting for the Deaf program at the Northwest Campus. While serving as the coordinator of the IFD program, he was asked to serve in the capacity of Department Chair of Speech, Music, and Foreign Languages from 1991 to 1995. Michael came to the Southeast Campus in the summer of 1995 as a coordinator of Career and Employment Services. During his tenure on the Southeast Campus, he has served in the capacity of Interim Division Dean for Social Sciences and Business from 1999 to 2001, Interim Division Dean for Humanities in 2002, and became the coordinator of Career and Campus Services from 2002 to 2008. And in 2008, Mr. Sinato was named Director of Dual Credit Career and Campus Services, a position he has served until August of 2013 when he was named the Assistant to the President. In 1999, Mr. Sinato was named as an Educational Research and Workforce Development Delegate, representing the United States on the International Workforce Conference held in the People's Republic of China. Because of his involvement with the Arlington Chamber of Commerce, as a result of the collaboration, he was asked to present at the International Workforce Development Conference held in 2001 in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And of course, his best asset is his wife, Mary, who runs our ESO program, and we have 83% success rate of those students moving on to college level classes. And we're real proud to have her on our campus too. But with that, I have to keep Mike. So we're real glad to have Mike. Mr. Sinato, please come to the
Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Chancellor Hadley and the board. I must say that after 34 years, it's great to be considered new.
And I will say that in my new role, every day is new. So to my new colleagues, it's going to be a wonderful ride, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chancellor Hadley and members of the board, it's absolutely my joy to introduce to you Ann Arvin, who brings energy and a wide range of experience and expertise to her new job. She was raised in Fort Worth. She even went to elementary school with Nina, and she's a graduate of Pascal High School. She has a BA and an MA degree from Abilene Christian University as an English major, as well as the Juris Doctorate degree from Pepperdine. In 1996, the Supreme Court of the State of California issued Ann's certification as an attorney and counselor at law. She practiced law in general civil litigation firms in the Los Angeles area for 3 years before accepting employment at the University of West Los Angeles, where she served as the dean of their School of Law. She also served Pepperdine University as an associate registrar. She's perfect for us. She's taught university-level English courses at Abilene Christian, at Southwest Missouri, and Pepperdine. She's taught law classes. And in addition, she's been heavily involved in accreditation programming. She served on 3 Western Association of Schools and Colleges visiting teams to other accredited institutions. She was a member of the Law School Council of the Board of Governors of the State Bar of California and was vice chair of the California Accredited Law School Deans. Her life in Southern California exposed her to ethnic and religious and racial and lingual and socio-economic diversity and their experiences that have made her very proud and very wise. She's also proud of her 2 grown sons. Both of them are professional men. One is an administrator at Pepperdine. He just wouldn't leave when she had to leave. The other is a financial analyst for Cogent Partners in Dallas. And if praise from her references is an indication, Ann Arvin left a trail of disappointed employers and colleagues when she relocated to Fort Worth for personal and family reasons. One reference called her perfect. There's nothing else to say. And when I asked another, would you hire her again? He said, in a minute, grab her. So here she's been just a few weeks, and she's already made so many friends, and she's already taken on big assignments that everyone at Trinity River campus was very happy we took the advice of that reference when we grabbed her. We want you to meet Ann Arvin. Dr. Arvin.
Welcome, Dr. Arvin.
Thank you.
Glad
Thank you
you're
very
here.
much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you, Chancellor Hadley and the members of the board. And I couldn't be happier to be back in Texas. As Dr. Fulkerson mentioned, I have spent most of my adult life in California, so I was just thrilled to death to get the chance to come back to Texas and work here and wake up every day in Fort Worth, Texas, and happy to be at TCC. Thank you.
Great, thank you. That's all, Ms. Appleman. Thank
Very
you.
nice. Welcome to all of you. We look forward to working with you. I'm going to pause for a minute in the agenda and take a point of personal privilege to extend, I know on behalf of all of you, our congratulations to Mr. Greenhill, who became the grandfather of twins yesterday.
Yay! Twin boys.
We did have a Achieving the Dream core team meeting last week with our coaches McPhail and Knight, and I've managed to condense an almost 5-hour meeting into 1 page of bullet points for you, and that's in your packet. It's always such a pleasure to be there and listen to our faculty and others report on the wonderful progress that we're making with this program. And I'm a little bit like the proud grandma too, Bill, to claim them all and act like I can take credit for it. So thanks to all of you who participated in that meeting or who contributed to these reports we had from Mike Eek and Suzanne Cotreau and Dr. Beatty. Who else was there? Thank you. In your drawer in front of you is a gift bag from the Achieving the Dream team, and it was added to tonight by Margaret Lutton, who put an innovative forum button pin in the bag for you, so you can go home with party favors tonight. We're going to move into a closed meeting, deliberation of real property, Section 551.072 Texas Government Code, deliberation on personnel matters, Section 551.074, and consultation with our attorney, Section 551.071. We do not anticipate any items of business requiring action, so I will close the meeting. We'll return to adjourn soon, we hope, and we will welcome you back on April 17th. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. It's just 8.
Can I just...
Oh. Did Mr. Greenhill, I think Mr. He got one. That's the letter I sent to Ted Cruz with stories of students. You want that? You want a copy?